Hey guys, how's it going? David back here. Just another little informative video for you, something that actually I picked up off of somebody that I follow a little bit on YouTube, actually quite a bit, who brought up a really good demonstration of explaining the importance of keeping a very rigid torso and really practicing your Valsalva maneuver. If none of you guys know what the Valsalva maneuver is, it's taking a deep breath into your belly, not into your chest like we usually all are used to breathing in, and then kind of flipping your tongue up to the top of the roof of your mouth so that it kind of creates like a suction cup down there so no air can get out, so you keep that nice rigid core when you're doing main compound lifts such as squatting, deadlifting, bench pressing, overhead pressing. Keeping a very solid, sturdy core is essential for getting the maximum power and creating the most amount of safety for your body. What Silent Mike did was, and if you don't follow Silent Mike, not only is he hilarious, but he gives out some very great information. He is a phenomenal drug-free raw power lifter and just an overall cool dude. I'd really love to meet him and get some tips from him in person. But one thing that he said, and he used just a pop can or a monster can, but I'm actually going to demonstrate it with both of them so that you can kind of understand a little bit. But when you have a monster or a pop can or something, when it's full of fluids and everything, it is very, very rigid. Pressure is being exerted through the outside, pushing out on the outside of the can, and it's creating a very stable base, a very stable core for that can so it won't collapse in. Kind of the same thing that goes along when you are breathing and doing the Valsalva maneuver and keeping a rigid torso for your main compound lifts. So let's just imagine for the squat, for example. So say your back angle, this is your back angle, and then this will be your lower body. The bar is placed right about here. Let's say that if you were rigid and you had a very, very solid core, there's no way that the pressure from the bar exerting down on you can crush you, because you have outward pressure pushing against your abdominal wall and bracing your back. So you're like this, it's like the force is coming down and the can can't break because it's got so much force exerting outwards on it. Same thing when you breathe and you hold your core tight while you're lifting. Now let's say that you did not have a solid core, okay? Let's say that you a little bit loose, not really maintaining your breathing and holding it in tight, and so you feel kind of loose in your abdominal area and your lower back. Well, that's like the same as having a semi-empty can pushing in like that. When the bar comes down on your back, what your core is going to do is this. It's going to crush because it doesn't have that pressure exerting outwards, both in the front from your abdomen and the back. So you're basically going to crumple over like this, and that's where you see people getting a lot of lower disc issues with squatting and deadlifting in their lumbar region and stuff, because they are not bracing correctly and they don't have the correct pressure pushing outwards. So they end up like this monster can. Not very good. And that's where a lot of injuries and a lot of time outside of the gym starts coming into play. So you don't want to be like that. What you want to be like at all times is this solid beer bottle. Now, this beer bottle is the epitome of a correct breathing technique, okay? It's got pressure exerting outwards in front from the abdomen, and backwards. So this is how you want to think of your body, your upper torso, and actually your entire body, because keeping a solid core tight does not just mean your upper body, does not mean your abdomen, your lower body. It starts with your glutes, your hamstrings, your quads, all the way down to your feet. A lot of people tend to think that the core is just, right here, your abs even. A lot of people don't even think of your chest as your core, but it is. Your core is, to me, in my opinion, is your whole body, because you have to work your whole body synergistically in order to perform a lift correctly and safely and efficiently. So when you start to breathe and you start to brace yourself for one of the big compound lifts, think of yourself, imagine yourself that you are a beer bottle. I know most of you probably went out drinking the night before, so you feel like a beer bottle anyways. So, but you want that tightness. There's no give. There's no bending with a beer bottle, okay? That's what you want to focus. So once again, pretend this is your torso and the bar is sitting up here, either if you're a high bar squatter or a low bar squatter, but the force is being exerted down. But with that intra-abdominal pressure pushing outwards and pushing against the belt, if you're wearing a belt, protecting your lower back, and stabilizing your whole body, starting with your feet all the way up through your calves, your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes, into your lower back, up through your thoracic region, in your abdomen, up to your chest. You want to brace that tight and hold that so that when you go down on a movement like the squat, when you go down, you have that pressure built up so that when you hit it in the hole, that stretch reflex is already coming back up and your body is rigid and tight enough to handle that force as it comes up safely and without getting injured. So just going over it again, don't be loose with your breathing and your core bracing like a monster can, because this is what can happen, and then you'll end up being out of the gym for a while and missing a lot of training and just be overall set up for a very long recovery. So forget about the monster can. Next time you go and squat or deadlift, picture yourself as a beer bottle. Keep rigid, breathe into your belly, not your chest, and stay tight. A lot of people have issues with getting the breathing down. What I would say and suggest to do is, next time, hell, you can even do it at home, but if you're at a gym or something, just take a little 2.5 or 5 pound weight. I want you to lay flat on the ground, okay? Head facing up, and I want you to place the weight right on your abdomen. And what I want you to focus on doing is breathing in and just watching that weight raise up and down, okay? We don't want to see your chest fill up with air. We want to see your abdomen fill up with air. So until you get that breathing technique down, practice that with a weight and watch the weight go up. Feel what it's like. Get that mind-muscle connection that I always talk about as far as lifting in general. And use that to your advantage. Then when you go into your big compound lifts, you'll have a better idea of how to brace properly, keeping your chest out, keeping your intra-abdominal pressure tight, pushing outwards against your belt in both directions, and being as rigid as this beer bottle so that when you go down on the squat, you don't crumple over, hurt a disc, maybe something even worse. So I hope that helps. A brief kind of humorous explanation of the importance of keeping a tight core during all your lifts and proper breathing. So if you need anything else, just feel free to hit me up. I'm at Mathis Fitness on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook. Check out my YouTube channel. And if you have any questions about coaching, programming, nutrition, anything else related to health and fitness, just go ahead and reach out to me, and I'd love to work with you and help you out and assess what you need specifically and work towards your goals, because we're all unique, we're all different, and there's no cookie cutter way to get to where you want to get to. So hope everyone has a great night. Take care. Go do something you love. Grind every day and just be passionate about it. All right. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and make sure to like and subscribe the video on YouTube, and share it with any of your friends if you think it's helpful. And more content's to come. And please let me know if there's any videos out there that you want me to cover that I haven't already covered, or I don't have planned on covering, and I'll try to make that work for you guys. So thanks a lot, everyone. I appreciate tuning in, and enjoy your night.